A turnaround for the ages. It is indeed a turnaround for the ages.
Yes, turnaround for the ages. First time a man runs against a woman and wins back in 2016. I didn't have any respect for the man back then, the way he talked, and that locker room talk thing, the tape on the bus, and what he said about John McCain. John McCain was a Republican too, and he didn't totally agree with Donald Trump, and Donald Trump deprecated him. And here's a man that was a war hero, that had an affliction that he carried for a lifetime from being a prisoner, yet he cared about this country, tried to do what was right, he had strong, good, honest beliefs, spoke up against Trump, and he got deprecated, put down. I mean, Donald Trump, even most recently, the death of Rob Reiner's son, that was a terrible tragedy. Mental illness is a problem in this country, and his son definitely has an aggressive, angry issue, and he turns around and says, I wasn't a big fan of the man. He didn't do anything that was that good. Come on. The man is a terrible representative of this country. In his speech, I'm telling you, it was, he deprecated the Supreme Court. Hey, this is the highest court in the land. They put a stop sign to this man. He has misused power. He's bending rules. Look what he's done. He didn't even mention the people that were killed by ICE agents. He talked about the border control, but his aggressive plan has caused the death of lives that he didn't even acknowledge. He prepared his dog and pony show, his TV experience. The gold medal winners coming out, heartwarming stories. It was like planned appreciation for others. That was a show. He didn't mention the new ballroom, of course. I call that the Epstein room. Let's get into that. That wasn't even brought up, and it's on everybody's mind. I didn't even hear the MAGA movement, which I now call minor age girls assaulted. Yeah, I'm telling you, the guy has talked like never before, of course, like never before. Never before have we had people pardon people who had a lynch. They were going to lynch the Vice President, Pence. He's thrown under the bus a number of times, and here they are being pardoned. Well, I tell you, that guy that was on his property with the gun, maybe the next president should pardon him and give him a hunting license. It's terrible what's going on, people. We got to wake up, and all involved in him have fallen. Marjorie Taylor has turned against him, and she was a big supporter. It's going to be more, people. It's going to grow, because those against him get a tongue lashing. If he could, he'd whip them, I'm telling you. And I just hope that his aggressive, impulsive, costly stance that creates numerous situations doesn't cause any kind of war or fatal situation. We're on the verge of war. People are finding it hard to live and maintain the basics of living. Has reached an all-time high. Yet he brags. As we fall, he brags. As Nero fiddles, Rome burned. Never any mention about education. I'm a retired school teacher. Education, it does need some major changes. Education happens to be the common denominator of our society. Everybody goes to school from age kindergarten all the way up through high school. We're talking 13, 12 years in a brick building, being conditioned to go out into the working world. And yes, you go out to the working world and you work 5 days a week. You get 2 days off, and that's how schools are run. But everybody's talking about the classroom size. Well, one way of decreasing the classroom size, and maybe these are the things that he needs to be starting to think about here in America, and leaders in this country need to start thinking about changing the structure. Maybe kids should go to school 3 days a week, and the other half go for 3 days a week. You go all year around. You get a week off here, a week off there, some holidays here and there, but you go for maybe approximately 150 days. When you go for 150 days with half the kids, you might have a smaller classroom, and they will do better than they would with 180 days of school and 30 kids in the classroom. And then you hire two sets of teachers. One teacher works 3 days, and the other teacher works 3 days. You come in, a fresh horse every 3 days, teaching kids, educating them. And then the days that kids are off, let's open up schools for creative things, schools for music, schools for the arts, schools for internet and AI now. People need more time for self-awareness. So if kids had 4 days off for self-awareness and parents had more time with their kids, now let's jump into society. Companies like General Electric or you name it, any big company, Amazon, they have 6-day work weeks. All of a sudden, somebody's working 3 days a week and somebody else is working 3 days a week. The 3 days that you're working, your kid's in school, and the other 3 days, you're off with your kids. Now, if people choose they want to work more, they have the opportunity to earn, and earning power is important. And I guess what I'm saying is the need that's happening with the young people in schools needs to be recognized. You need to be aware of it. And we need to start making changes that way. Donald Trump doesn't look at it, you double the jobs, you're doubling the amount of money going into Social Security, you're doubling the amount of people working, you're improving education, people are getting more time off, and maybe you work 3 10-hour days and you have the opportunity to earn more money, but you get 4 days off for self-awareness and meditation or whatever you want to do. The way it is now, you're conditioned to go to school 5 days a week, and that's not working. There's 30 kids in the classroom. It's insane. Poor teachers trying to deal with this, ADD, and everything else. And then you get 2 days off, 48 hours, clean your house, do this, visit a relative, and then you're back to work. And you live a life of stress, and you're dealing with high blood pressure and whatever. I think that if people had more time off, did their job, quality job, for a shorter time, and then have 4 days off to keep themselves functioning right to do that job, or 4 days off if they wanted to work a different job, or if they wanted to spend quality time with their children and travel. But give the people that opportunity. Let's have a lifestyle. And then it's a lifestyle that, you're born, you're brought up, and your parents help you and love you till you're in your early 20s and beyond. But at 25, you start contributing and you work. And you may work for 3 decades, 4 decades. But if you had 4 days off for self-awareness, you'd be a better person. And then when you get older, you'd probably be in better shape because you'd have time to exercise. And then when you get older, they need to have the retirement, the Medicare. Yes, of course. All of that. Take care of people in their senior years that have been contributors. And then you have a better golden year life, and then when it comes time to exit time, where Father Time is undefeated. But a better life on Earth needs to happen, and I think that this stuff on threats and putting people down, and I did this at the border, Biden did work on the border, but he was working internally with Mexico, and he was trying to get them to work on things to stop or make things better there so that people wouldn't want to cross the border. And he was working on that, and he was being the good cop. Trump's come in to be a bad cop, but let's say that both men did a good job. And Biden did the work internally, and I think Mexico has made some changes there that Trump has gained credit for. And then Trump came in to be the bad cop. And that's good. But together, it's working. But no, he points fingers and says this and that. People, we need to get this country back together. Let's get some good creative ideas going, maybe change the educational system and give people time off. And anyway, God bless and thanks for listening. And, let's win in the midterms there in 2026. We've got to win. Democrats got to keep going and get in there. And we've got to say goodbye to the show. Change the channel. That's it. Take care. Bye now.